deceiving them because Obi is Igbo agenda. They have been doing that and doing that and doing that. And it seems to be kind of working on some gullible minds. Umahi has now raised the bar. The dog whistle has been blown now. Because what is the correlation? You know, there is an African proverb that says, where two brothers fight to death, strangers inherit their land. And there is also something that this my brother from Sierra Leone, Sekou, said the reason why we are having this kind of conversation today is simply because the southern Nigeria is being led by weak men, weak people, who for the what do you call it, for the comfort or the lust of power, would decide to throw their own people under the bus, destroy their own brother, and watch them get burned. But it's going to be shown where he truly belongs. Just like they did with him under Bukuari. Oh yeah, help them do the dirty job. Then they will show you where you truly belong. So let's go take a look at Umahi's outing today. At first, this is him making up all the lies he could make up. And because he's the minister, he expects all of you to believe that he is saying the truth. But before now, I think the ideal thing is this. Let's hear him first today. Then I will go back to some of his words. The volume is a little bit kind of low. So I will advise you increase the volume of your device if you can. Okay, please listen.
The director of bridge designs has shown the new agreed design routes. You know, a lot of people have been sending messages as it concerns them. Oh, go to the gazetted route. Oh, go to this, go to that. Everybody, you know, it's like in a football match, praying to one God. This team, Father, let us win. Another team, Father, let us win. It's all according to the heart desire of everybody that is involved. And Mr. President says that this development must have two factors. One is the fear of God. The second one is human face. And that's what we have tried to do. Since we came on Thursday, we have been going through the route every day from morning to sometimes 8 p.m., 9 p.m. And we've taken hard decisions. In some cases, we have followed the gazetted route. In other cases, we have realigned to the coastal line majorly. And coastal line from the shore 250 meters by the Supreme Court judgment belongs to the federal government. I talk in particular landmark. I don't know if they're here. And come to think of it, there is none of his infrastructure that is affected. I agree that there are some people he subletted the place to, but the shoreline was never given to him by the Oniru's family. And so these people he subletted erected some, I won't call it shanties, but caravans, makeshift, so on and so forth, within the shoreline. And if you go to the shoreline, you will see a demarcation of what was given to him, and you will see a different color of the sand. There, different color of the sand. And you see by reason of the sand filling, the point that the sand is different color. And so we are dealing with these people that is subletted, this shoreline illegally. And I've asked him to bring his documents. And I challenge him and his co-politicians to bring the documents. Let him flash the documents before the press. And so the person we should be talking about is, Mr. Bolaji. I don't know the name of his, that's the man that should be talking about that his infrastructure is taken. And that is at, kilometer 1 plus 400. And this man came to say, look, I was once a local government chairman. I was once PA to the then governor who dreamt of this coastal route. And I've listened to the commendation by some of the southern governors, especially the Niger Delta, who supported Mr. President when he was governor on the need for this coastal route, like His Excellency Donald Duke.
Nuisance, Lily.
Sorry once again. I told you the audio is very low. I tried my best to put it a little bit up, better than that, but that's the highest. So that was him talking about the people who were so happy that if Tinubu want to do coastal road, people like the former governor, Donald Duke, that's a lie, all right? Because in the next 1 or 2 days now, we'll probably hear that Donald Duke did not say that to Tinubu. But anyway, according to Umahi, there is a former governor of Delta. Guess who is that? Ex-convict James Ibori. You see, these people were so happy. So my brother is only playing politics. That's why he said his brother, Landmark, is playing politics. If he has any documents that shows that they sold that land to him, he should bring it. Okay, so Landmark is only playing politics. That's what he said. He said the only man that his own case is at least something that is genuine is Mr. Bolaji. He said this Mr. Bolaji said he was he's a former local government chairman in Lagos, former PA to Tinubu. But after speaking to Tinubu, he agreed that they should destroy his property. So these are the views or the defense of Devil Umahi. But let me show you something. So he said Landmark has no claim. And for the sand filling of the land and all of that, they will give him 100 million for that. And he can pack up his business and go elsewhere. Almost $500 million investment with over 4,000 staff. That is a direct employment. Just gone like that with a check of 100 million naira. And if you are not okay with that, you can go to court. That's what he said. But here, just before now, okay, Devil Umahi, as well as what he said, listen to what he said. None of his stuff is going to be affected. He called people's businesses on that land as rented to them by Landmark. He called them chanties. Like they were trespassing. That's why he called them chanties. That none of Landmark structures will be affected. But he lied. All right? So let me show you this.
No claim for Landmark. He has no claim. We spared all his infrastructure. We don't pay for shanties. And even those shanties are on our right of ways, 250 meters from the shoreline. So he has no claim. We made all the efforts to spare all his infrastructure. And that's why I say he's a politician. Me, I'm an engineer. And so while he plays the politics, I do the engineering work. Yeah, I don't know the attention he's seeking for. Claim for landmark.
So did you see that? So Devil Umahi said the guy is just looking for attention and they are not destroying his property except some shanties. What you saw on that video is that are those shanties. But anyway, that's why they call him Devil Umahi. For him to now turn it into a tribal thing. That okay, Obio, a politician like himself, opposition politician in Nigeria. Then you understand that this Igbophobia is also kind of supported by self-hating Igbos who somehow probably wishes they were not Igbos and life will be easier than this for them. Because I don't understand this. I want you to listen. Here is when it turned to a tribal thing. His words for Obi.
And so I just believe that my brother Landmark is simply playing politics with, politicians. Because there is nothing to claim. It brings me to some of the comments made by my brother, His Excellency P2B. I'm not supposed to comment about it because some people have already done the work, and I saw what Arise brought, the say courtesy channel, and they were bringing, similar scenario when His Excellency P2B was governor, and he made a statement. He said, any infrastructure that stands on the way of road construction must go, and there will be no compensation paid, quote and unquote. That's what he said. But look at me, by the human face of Renewed Hope Agenda Administration, we are even paying for people that are illegally staying on the coastline and do not even have, valid infrastructure and valid documents. That is messy. That is messy. Some people darken counsel without knowledge. There is devil in details. When you bring judgment, when you condemn people, you bring judgment upon yourself. And that's what he has done. And I think he's inciting some of the Southeast people that are not well informed. He's inciting them, and he gets them into trouble, and he doesn't go to fight for them. Wisdom is a defense. We know money is a defense. But wisdom gives life to those that practice it. And I want our people to have wisdom because I'm involved. And there is no humanity method to Landmark. That matter should be buried because I was there. And so we fought everything possible. Even people donated their right of occupancy to save his two big infrastructure, and that should show, appreciation. But some people have taken on it alongside with him to play politics. Some people are already very bitter. Why should it be President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that is the one to develop this coastal road? It will be a lasting legacy for generations to come. That is just their own distance. So they look for that venue to attack. But it's all about darkening counsel without knowledge. And I'm very happy that the president has directed me to begin the design of one of the, spurs linking to this coastal route, and that is the Sokoto to Badagry. And so I just believe that my brother Landmark is simply playing politics.
Nuisance lele.
The African Wahala. What do we call those slaves that works inside the marshal's house? What do we call them again? But there is actually the way I sort of see this. Umahi is that self-hating Igbo, and he wears the badge of honor with pride. Did you see how he put himself in that whole thing? When he said, when you attack someone, you bring darkness over yourself. How is criticizing government policy an attack that brings darkness over you? Then he went on. He said, this brings them. He said, my brother Peter Obi had been deceiving some of our people in eastern Nigeria. What did he mean by that? Then he continued, he said, and this brings them a lot of trouble. Again, what did he mean? And what does he mean by that? I am here. I am involved. So they must try and listen to me. Because some people, they are not happy. Their bridge and road is still, what do you call it? 44-kilometer bridge. 44-kilometer road at 1.1 trillion naira is Tinubu's legacy that some people don't want him to enjoy. So because of that, they are attacking him. Umahi. Then he also says something that Peter Obi demolished people's properties when he was governor, and he said he will never pay compensation. See? So he is here paying compensation, and Obi is trying to turn the Igbos against Tinubu. That's what he said. But just before we continue, okay, let's quickly acknowledge one of that allegation. And it was Peter Obi when he was governor. And that happened to be a confrontation between the government and one brewery factory or so in Anambra. I think it's Onitsha, by the way. So according to the true story, there is almost abandoned road, no longer like motorable, a major road that became so bad that the quota that they actually put on the road were gone. To the point that a brewery along the path of the road erected their fence, which is totally as according to them, on the right of way on the road, and they were written several times. Could you please pull down this fence? It's right there on the road and move it back to where it was originally. But for those who know Anambra very well, back then in 2004, 2005, 2006, people were laud unto themselves. So, according to them, this brewery did not yield to what the government's letter. So what happened? The road was awarded when Obi became their governor. And he personally also said he went to go and meet with the owners of this brewery. Move your fence. The government would have to demolish the fence so as to complete the construction of this road. He, as a governor, was also ignored and the fence was pulled down. Do you know that this issue of demolition of a brewery fence has also been used severally in their political war? They said Peter Obi went to South Africa and he brought in Saab Brilla also to Anambra, okay, because he has a stake in them. Now, when Saab entered Anambra, they said because of that, Peter Obi demolished this another brewery, and this is the brewery in question, the one they demolished their fence. The brewery still exists, and they have rebuilt their fence, but it continued to play out in their political talk. The road was built, the fence was pulled down, the road was built, the brewery rebuilt their fence, and everybody went on until Obi said he wants to be president. Then it became an issue again. I'll show you the video. There's actually a report on it, in case if you haven't seen it. I think I put that up earlier. So let's see.
To reduce traffic on Anambra State roads, Governor Peter Obi has directed that any illegal structure on the roads or waterways should be demolished without compensation. He said this in Onitsha while inspecting the Premier Road. Governor Obi ordered the demolition of the Premier Brewery fence, which has led to the delay in the rehabilitation of the road. The governor says the fence has to be brought down to enable government to expand the road, which he described as critical to the people of the state.
The governor was in Onitsha to inspect the ongoing construction and rehabilitation of Premier Road, which is abandoned by previous administrations in the state. The contractors handling the project attributed the slow pace of work on the road to the Premier Brewery fence, which the management refused to bring down, even after the company had been told to do so. This complaint angered the governor, who immediately ordered that the fence be brought down. The order was carried out instantly as people watched with surprise as the fence goes down. The governor warns that any structure standing against development in the state should give way.
Our next program is that we have to remove all structures on the road as long as we are reconstructing the road. That's why we are even leaving most of the structures on the express. Once we start the work, the structures must go.
The governor also made it clear that no compensation will be made by the state government over such demolition. The governor's pronouncement is already getting reactions.
This is the part of the democratical what we are talking about, the democracy of the grassroots. Can you imagine His Excellency setting up this road that have been abandoned by the old past governors?
It's a sign of a serious government who wants to make life better for its people.
Residents of Onitsha used the opportunity to warn those putting up illegal structures on roads to desist from doing so. They say what the state government has done will serve as deterrent to many others.
That's the report. And that is what Devil Umahi is now talking about that Peter Obi demolished people's houses and he didn't pay compensation. But he, Devil Umahi, is going to pay some people compensation. As if to say, the real argument is about compensation or the loss, or let me say the failure to protect the local investors and local investment. Protect them. But no, because there is more to it. Now, talking about, oh, it is a legacy project. I'm going to show you videos, collection of videos of Nigerian federal roads across Nigeria, especially southern part of Nigeria. So, I mean, some of them that I believe 15 trillion